Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Tim Stenevec along with Carol Masser. Let's take a look at some stocks that are on the move this week. We're joined by Bloomberg News equities reporter Jordan Fitzgerald. Jordan, it's too late for me to say Happy New Year, but this was the first full trading week of the year. You had a lot to choose from.
Yes, and I don't think it's too late yet. This is the first time I've seen you in 2026.
I won't tell Larry David.
Other than that, yes, lots going on this week. It was a bit of a fierce start to the year. SanDisk shares gained the most this week, up 37%, closed at a record high, as memory and storage names continue this searing tear they've been on.
This was amazing.
It's because they had such a bad year last year, right? They were the number one gainer, right, in the S&P last year.
You had these stocks up triple digits in 2025, and there was like a little bit of a breather this week, but then continuing to surge ahead. Investors like these.
Why is this?
Investors, you know, as we're investing in AI, it's a lot easier, I think, to, you know, build the stuff around it than it is to, you know, put your mind 5 years ahead as to what AI is going to do then. And to get there, we do need, you know, the hardware to build it. And so these companies that are doing memory and storage, chip equipment names also rose today. Companies like Lam Research, KLA, AMAT, like all of these the physical components of AI are really outperforming. And the market, you know, did take that pause this week, and then they realized, no, we're still into AI.
So on a tear. Pretty remarkable. That is, I mean, you could just, man, if you were all in on SanDisk, you could just like sell now and like say, I've had a really good year.
And you know what?
I'm not saying you do that. I'm not giving investment advice, but
I feel like we were talking about it,
right?
And now it's every single week it's SanDisk. Someone definitely has become generationally wealthy off of SanDisk.
Yeah, up 60% this year so far, and last year,
January.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, and it didn't even start trading last year till what, February, I think, and it was up, you know, triple digits last year.
Yeah, I forgot it didn't start trading until some point last year.
I'm going to look at the chart, Carol, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly when it started trading. It was February 13th, 2025.
Yeah, it's pretty
Lucky
wild.
13.
All right, let's go to Intel. It has not been always so lucky for them, although popping up in the White House can help.
Yes, as we have been reminded this week, a tweet from Donald Trump can do a lot to the stock market. So Trump posting on Truth Social today, praising Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan. They met yesterday, and Trump really thinks that he's done a great job getting Intel to perform both, you know, in the market and just on its actual technological products.
I was thinking, and I said this earlier, it's all well and good to be, you know, the CEO of a company that the U.S. owns a close to 10% stake in when it's doing well, and like the Truth Social posts go out and the president's very happy about it. But what happens if the company doesn't do well? What are the calls that Lip-Bu Tan receives, or the social media posts that Lip-Bu Tan receives?
You're obsessed with this, aren't you?
I am, because this is such a new world that we live in.
Yeah.
Where like, because the president even touted the U.S.'s ownership and talked about like the return to investors, and like this was a great deal for you, Americans. This is not the typical like free market capitalism world that we thought we lived in.
No, it's not. But also, I don't think people are complaining if they can make money. Intel up 16% this week. If you're hold Intel, you don't care.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love when you go to
If you're a taxpayer, you're a holder of Intel.
You still go to the HDS page, and you know you see the U.S. of the United States of America as the third largest shareholder of shares of Intel. So it's pretty wild. All right, let's go to a name that isn't something that I talk about a lot, I feel like, or say often.
Yes,
not a household
first
name.
Source, a houseware name, but not a household name.
Nice.
A bit of a funny one. This also, you know, example of stocks moving on what the president says. Builders First Source makes home building equipment. They're up 19% this week. That's the best week for that stock since 2023, and rose along with the entire home builders ecosystem today after Trump said that he wants Fannie and Freddie to purchase $200 billion in mortgage bonds in an effort to lower housing prices. And of course, if housing prices are lower, people are buying more houses, people are renovating more houses, people are furnishing more houses, and it just has all of these ripple effects.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.